Hello everyone, today we're gonna do a different video and we're gonna talk about this nice essay published by Paul Graham in his blog called How to Do Great Work. So I'm gonna go through that post that he made because I found it so wonderful with so many nuggets of information, and let's go and talk about a little bit during this video. And I probably won't be able to go through the whole thing because it's so large. Probably I'll do another part in another video explaining the other things, the other points that he discusses. But let's go and start with the first part. So this is the blog post, what you're seeing on your screen. And let's start with the first part here. And it says, if you collected a list of techniques for doing great work in a lot of different fields, you would be the intersection look like. I decided to find out by making it. Partly my goal was to create a guide that could be used by someone working on any field, but I was also curious about the shape of the intersection. And the one thing this exercise shows is that it does have a definite shape and it's not just a point labeled work hard. The following recipe assumes you are very ambitious. This is interesting. So the first step is to decide what to work on, right? And I think this is the best, or the thing that all of us get stuck on when we want to launch a business or we want to create something, we want to launch a project, is what is it that I'm going to work? And he says the work you choose needs to have three qualities. First, it has to be something you have natural aptitude for, that you have a deep interest in, and that offers a scope to do great work. That paragraph is amazing. Let's go to the first part. It has to be something you have a natural aptitude for. So it is something that you already love, that you already have some skills on it, right? Think about you do baking and you like baking, then probably that's something that you have an aptitude for, and that's something that you should work on. You like programming, developing, is that something that you have an aptitude for that, then probably that's something that you can work on. It needs to be something that you already have some skills. You already have something and you can take it to the next level. That's interesting, right? That's something that you should think about when you want to start a business. Then the other one says that you have a deep interest in. Why do you need to have a deep interest in something that you want to start a business? Because you're gonna spend a lot of time doing that hard work. And when you do that hard work, you're gonna have to learn things that you don't know. And you will only be able to learn those new things if you are actually interested in those things. It is really hard to work on something that you are not interested at all, because there will be situations where you will become stuck and you will have to learn something to get to the next level. And to be able to learn that new things, you need to be interested in those things. So let's say I start a business in the technology space and I like to do development, but I have to be interested in every area of that tech startup. So in marketing, in finance, in everything that belongs to starting that tech startup, I have to be interested in. I have to be interested in doing cloud deployments. How does that work? How those things work together, right? Because I will have to learn those things, because as I grow, and this has happened to me, right? As I grow in our business, we have to take things to the next level. And every time that we take things to the next level, I have to learn something new. And when I say to the next level, think about we need to expand our service. We need to expand our databases. We need to do a new technology to be able to integrate with another one. And I need to learn that new technology so I'm able to implement those new things, right? Or maybe there is a new marketing thing, a new marketing channel, then I have to learn that new channel to be able to take things to the next level. I have to be interested in that. And of course, that offers a scope to do great work. In practice, you don't need to worry much about the third criterion. Ambitious people are, if anything, already too conservative about it. So all you need to do is find something you have an attitude for and a great interest in. Why? Because if we are ambitious, and we are ambitious entrepreneurs, right? If you want to be an entrepreneur and a business person, those things that you're interested in, it will offer you a great scope of work. So it will already give you a place to do great work. There's always a chance to do great work in anything that you're interested in doing and taking things to the next level. So he continues, that sounds straightforward, but it's often quite difficult. When you're young, you don't know what you're good at or what different kinds of work are like. This is a great piece of knowledge. So it says the first step is it has to be something you have a natural aptitude for. What is it? What is it that I like? When we grow up and we are in a place where we are learning, when we are young, we are not taught about work. So it's really hard for me to know what I like to work on. We usually are learning in school, university, and we are learning about all of these topics. We still don't know what we like because we haven't experimented work doing that thing. I like to cooking and I like to do baking, but I never really gonna know if I really like baking until I actually do it, and I do it over and over again. Do I actually like it? Do I wanna be, let's say, a person that sells carpentry or things that has to do with making craft with? I will never be able to know if I really like it if I don't do it. I started doing woodworking when I was in my 30s. Once I started in my 30s because I needed to do my fence, my deck in my house, and I did it all by myself. Then I noticed that I really like woodworking. It's really nice and it's really entertaining to create things out of wood. But in my teenage years, in my 20s, I will never know that I like it because I never did it and I never had the need to do it. So what happened when I learned to do woodworking in my 30s is that I turned out that I really like it. And that's something that maybe I want to invest more and learn more. But I never would have known it if I didn't work on it. So some kinds of work you end up doing may not even exist yet. So while some people know that what they want to do at 14 must have to figure it out. There was no computer science when I was studying at school. It was too early. There was no internet. Internet was something that was just coming out. And there was no such thing as software as a service or SaaS businesses. And I ended up doing a SaaS business. But in that time, I never knew that existed and that it would never be existed. Like hearing kids, for example, that are 14, 15 now, they don't know where they're going to be working in the future. We don't know what new fields might come up, right? That's what he's talking about here. So the way to figure out what to work on is by working. If you are not sure what to work on, guess. But pick something and get going. You'll probably guess wrong some of the time, but that's fine. It is good to know about multiple things. Some of the biggest discoveries come from noticing connections between different fields. What he's saying in this case is woodworking, you know crafting, you work a little bit on baking and you don't like it. You learn a little bit about crafting paper and doing things like decorations, you didn't like it. You learn a little bit about computers and you didn't like it. But now that you've been working on all these things and you found out that you don't like it, sometimes if you make connections between them, you might find something that works for you. You might be able to connect your woodworking, your decoration, and your computer skills, and from that do a combination and create something new, a new business, something that didn't exist. And he's referring also, there is reference for this in the past, where some of the inventions has come up from making connections in different fields. If you think about maybe creating a car like Henry Ford and all those things, it's just making a connection between a horse car plus an engine plus this other thing, and then you all those things together, then you can create a car, for example, right? And there is a bunch of inventions that have been done, a bunch of businesses that have come from connecting different fields together and creating a new one. That's what he's referring to in that paragraph. Then he continues, develop a habit of working on your own projects. Don't let work mean something other people tell you to do. If you do manage to do great work one day, it will probably be on a project of your own. It may be within some bigger project, but you'll be driving your part of it. So you will always need to do great work, and you will find great work if it is a project of your own. Of course, because you are interested. Somebody else cannot tell you to do interesting work, to do great work. It will always be something that you own because that's something that comes out of you. This makes perfect sense. What should your projects be? Whatever seems too excitingly ambitious. As you grow older and your taste in projects evolves, exciting and important will converge. As you grow older and your taste in projects evolve, exciting and important will converge. At 7, it may seem excitingly ambitious to build huge things out of Lego. Then at 14, to teach yourself calculus. Till at 21, you're starting to explore unanswered questions in physics. But always preserve excitingness. Each step of your life will get you to some level of excitement or learning the next step. That's why when you get to 30s and 40s, you have so many different ideas and so many different things going on that at that point you might be able to learn something new and launch a project. It's the same thing as when you're starting something, John, or when you're starting anything. You probably will fail in your first projects, and that happened to me. I've been launching companies and products for a very long time. The first ones that I did, they failed. They were not amazing. My first product was a workflow product that I built many years ago, and it wasn't good. I didn't sell that many, but it wasn't a huge success. I learned a lot from those failures, but that helped me out for the next project. And the next project wasn't that huge successful either, but it helped me out with the failings that I did in that one on the other one. That's what he's saying. Every time you will evolve and you will learn and something will become exciting. So there's a kind of excited curiosity that's both the engine and the rudder of your great work. It will not only drive you, but if you let it have its way, it will also show you what to work on. As you let things go on, as things try it out and things go and you work on those things, the same work will give you feedback and it will show you what you need to work on, what will be great work for you. What are you excessively curious about? Curious to a degree that will be more most other people. That's what you're looking for. When you are interested in something that you want to work on a specific project, you are so deep into that for other people is boring, because you had to that level of detail that other people don't care anymore. But when you get to that level, it means that you now actually find something that you can create a project on, that you are excited to work on, that you can take to the next level, because now nobody else knows so much about that specific topic or that specific trend that you are the only one who are able to solve that problem or create a business around that. These small nuggets, and we just did maybe like the first page. You can see how much knowledge is in that and how much you can learn just from specific words. So by all means, I would recommend that you go ahead and go through it again and probably make another part of this video where we continue talking about it and learning more. But if you want, go ahead and read it, everything, and be sure to leave comments about what do you think about that blog post from Paul Graham. Thank you.